you now, I don't know what I might do. You're in all of my dreams, whether I'm awake or I'm asleep. My love ain't going anywhere, babe, I'm in this way too deep. Yeah. It takes courage to admit the truth. I've been waiting forever. Didn't dream before, but now I do. Yeah, I can't wait we're together. You give me feelings I never felt before. Now I lost my mind, waiting for you to make up your save. I can't help it. I wanna be with you all the time. You give me feelings I never felt before. Now I lost my mind, waiting for you to make up your save. I can't help it, and I do anything to make you mine. There is nothing I can do to make it go away. I'm in love with you, baby, and my love is here to stay. Love is a dangerous thing when my hands are trembling. Will you fall into me? It means more than anything. It takes courage to admit the truth. I've been waiting forever. Didn't dream before, but now I do. Yeah, I can't wait we're together. You give me feelings I never felt before. Now I lost my mind, waiting for you to make up your save. I can't help it. I wanna be with you all the time. You give me feelings I never felt before. Now I lost my mind, waiting for you to make up your save. I can't help it, and I do anything to make you mine. Waiting for you to make up yours. You give me feelings. You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly cutting my ties with you, that I'm done. Here's what you don't know. Feelings, they grow slow. I've just been caring for mine. Now I can feel it. Now I believe it. Baby, tonight is the night.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Octane Online Racing's Porsche Cup and BMW Challenger Series. I don't know about you, but every single time I watch that intro, it gets my heart going. This is round 5 of 6, the penultimate round, and whilst the midweek YouTube graphics and the current Nürburgring graphics may have led you to believe we are not in Barcelona tonight. Due to a vote from the drivers, we are in fact at Donington Park for both series, and at least for the Porsches. And from what I saw in practice, it is moist. I am joined up here in the very warm and dry commentary booth by none other than OOR's Director of Stewarding, Alex Imey. Welcome to you, sir.
Good evening. I hope everyone can hear me with the new mic setup I've got.
Yep, I've certainly got you loud and clear. And how convenient that on the of Game 1 of State of Origin, we have the Prime Minister of Tasmania, Neil Alexander. Welcome to you, sir.
G'day, mate. How we going? How are we? New mics all around, I think. I hope you can hear
I
me.
don't know about anyone out there in YouTube land, but I can't hear Neil. So while he's sorting out, look at how
Oh, it's the first time for everything, mate.
Ah,
I'm
there he
learning.
is.
I'm learning.
Welcome. Hello, mate.
Yeah, I was on Push the Talk and Discord. I'm good. How are you two gentlemen with your new microphones? How sweet.
How does it sound? How does it sound?
It sounds good. Alex sounds like he's in a hallway, though.
Oh, all right. Okay.
But we'll fix it.
Wait, who says I'm not?
Maybe it's just we can actually hear you. I don't know.
No, I like it. I'm all for new hardware. It is very wet out there, fellas. We are still in practice at the moment, so I don't know whether this is going to carry over to qualifying and or the race, but it is very wet. And I don't know if we've seen wet weather for the Porsche Cups just yet.
I
haven't
don't think
seen
we
it.
have.
No, we haven't. We haven't whatsoever.
These cars
This
are
is
tricky
Rick's
enough to drive at the best of times, are they not? So out here at Donington Park, where, as you so rightly said, very, very grassy, plenty of lines to just slightly dropping off line can get you all crossed up here at Donington Park. So add a bit of weather into that, we are in for some excitement.
Well, Meg's been wanting it to be wet for some time. But so far it's been all dry until tonight, and that is very moist.
Meg, she's in the steward's box tonight, isn't she?
Yeah, I think so.
Certainly is. I'm pretty sure she's meant to be the race director for this series.
She's
Oh,
just
look at this.
got her own work cut out for her.
Can we go back to that safety car? That was pretty. Can I have a look at that? Was that I think it was a Lambo, and it was a very safety yellow. Oh, I do like it. Just out there doing laps in free practice, as it is entitled to do. Just checking out the line, doing its rounds, ensuring that the track is, of course, safe.
Which it isn't, but we'll continue on anyway. As you can see, Lamborghini driver on drugs or something. It has been removed from the circuit. No, they're back in the pits. Alex, capital letters Valentini. Currently P2 in Porsche for practice. Lots of P's there. Alex, please, for my OCD, change it in game.
The capitals, yeah, they get me every week. I get a little eye twitch looking at his name. Oh, that is dry.
Oh,
It is. The
that's
sun has come out.
disappointing.
So disappointing.
So the
That's
track
just
is still
proof it's
damp.
not set.
Track's still
However,
very
the
damp.
track's damp, and in 30 minutes the rain comes back.
Fucking better.
Oh, wow. Yeah, booze coming out in chat. Oh, hang on, we're still forwarding sessions. It's not over yet. And the rain is back for
That
whatever
would have been
session we're going
practice
through
too,
next.
so now it's raining for qualifying.
But then the rain goes. What is happening?
This is Melbourne weather, not Donington weather. 4 seasons in one day. All right, let's go. Ben Hignett on track first. Straight out the gate, not messing about. It's a little bit worried for them because I don't know how many of them practice for this series, but they all had dry setups, and then they've had to quickly wangle together a wet setup. And then half of them would have been saying, "Oh, you know, we've just made a wet setup and now it's dry." but no, they can use the wet setup now.
No one's made a wet setup. If you've made a wet setup in the Porsche Cup, you're practicing too much.
Oh, I'm just talking about pressures and stuff. I'm sure the pressures are a little bit different.
Just
so they've
wing
got
it,
the
mate.
pressures right. Out there on 27s, you reckon? Just slip around?
They'll soon figure it out. They had a lot of, good chance over practice one. But, 10 minutes time, or pretty less than 10 minutes time, this rain's going to clear. Much to the happiness, I reckon, of most people out there. Have you driven this car on the wet before, guys?
Who?
No, I've only driven it once. And that was at Bathurst in the dry.
It's funny.
Yeah. Have you?
Nah. Not this car. We actually did a wet race the other night in AMS2 in the Caterhams into Lagos, and that was a heap of fun. Standing water.
That's pretty.
I don't think we're going to get much standing water here tonight, though. SSC does do some puddles, but it normally in heavy rain over a prolonged period. Hopefully we have everyone in the correct Porsche this week. Was it last week or last round that we had someone in the old Porsche?
It was very recent. Wiley, what's he doing? Oh no, that's just his
That's just
DK.
class.
He's got a little white line above his blue triangle though. Is that?
I think that's just because he's got the grey background.
Yeah.
Makes it pop a little bit more, mate. G'day, chat. How are we? Scarred on. Why aren't you out there, scarred on? Quite a few of you in the chat should be out there.
Still time?
Which layout of the circuit do you guys prefer? Do you prefer the one with the Melbourne hairpin, or do you prefer the little shorter national circuit?
Personally prefer the national circuit.
I don't know the difference between the names, but I like the Melbourne hairpin. I like the downhill braking zone. Yeah, I like it. So I like the longer part. I like the longer track. Which one's that? The national one?
No, the national's the short one.
Oh, okay, right. No, I like the longer one. Yeah, I like the hairpin.
Yep. I think it depends what car you're in, because there's some, and what game, to be honest. It really yeets the national circuit. It's a lot of fun. Do you prefer Donington Park or do you prefer Alton Park?
Oh, it's a good question. I
It's a tough one.
probably prefer Donington for racing, but Alton for hot lapping. Is that allowed? Can I do that?
You can do that.
Can I hedge my bets there? Go each way?
Each their own.
I prefer Donington overall.
I think I prefer Alton, but I don't like how bumpy it is. The layout itself's got a little bit more going on, a bit more character. But obviously the favourite's Snetterton. It's the best track in the game by a mile. And I'm going to argue against that.
Yes. Any track with the name Bombhole in it is a good track.
It's very true. On board with T-Mac, Tom McDonald, taking home the prestigious State of Origin win last night for Tasmania. Pride of
Did he?
Tassie
Did he
at
have
the
a win?
moment. Bloody oath he did, by a mile.
Go!
And he's...
Oh,
It's because he's not in the Tassie colours now. He's struggling a little bit with the Porsche, but... It was great to see so many drivers last night in the rookies putting on those State of Origin liveries, which is on tonight. If you're an NRL fan,
who have you got in that?
I don't know who's playing.
Got any gigs? I'm the same. I have no vested interest whatsoever.
I'm going for the umpires and the crowd. I hope there's a riot. Look, I don't know. I lived in Coffs Harbour for 6 months and they hated the Reds. So I think I'm going to go for the Reds tonight based on that.
Yeah, I don't live in New South Wales or Queensland, and I don't really like rugby. So yeah, literally zero vested interest. But I've been watching the memes and the gifs go around today, and obviously we have a lot of people within OOR who are going to be watching that. So, what about you, Alex? I can't remember where you're from. You got a team you're following there at all, or the same as us, not into it?
Nah, not into it. I'm from SA, so absolutely not much rugby here at all.
Well, there's a rivalry between you two, Vic versus South Australia. I'm quite aware that Alex doesn't like Victorians. Wish they bring back the
Yeah,
state
look,
of
they're not
origin
the
of
best,
footy.
are they?
No, that's what borders are for. Thank you very much, Hamster. $50. He says, this is the most safe thing ever. Porsche Cup, wet, Donington, popcorn at the ready. I don't see any issues with that, do you?
Only issues I see is it's not wet enough.
No, I like these conditions, when it's not raining and it's right on the edge of whether it's wet tyres or dry tyres. I hope this carries through the race. This will make for some interesting racing. It'll separate the men from the boys, that's for sure. No surprise seeing Lucas Burst up there at the top at the moment. Connor Kingston on screen at the moment. Hang on, what's this? Haven't seen him before in the Porsche Cup. He's just filling in tonight, is he?
Yeah, he's jumped in.
Nice one, Kojaki. All right, up there in P7 as well, doing very nicely for himself at the moment.
Don't mind that livery, to be honest, as well. Simple. Elegant.
Who else is up there? Usual suspects. Benny Floyd up there. Kai Rudin up there. Tell you what, Hignet's done pretty well because he only joined halfway through the season too, did he not?
Yeah, I think so.
If I'm mistaken. Might be the sprint series I'm thinking of. Oops,
Someone's
someone in the
offense.
wall over there.
My old microphone's back in business now. I thought, you've gone all out. I thought I'd better get my setup sorted. So I've ditched the old open can headset, which gives the echo. I've gone back to my old setup. Very crowded, right? Shout out to the restaurant I just bought that Luxor from. That was beautiful.
The what? The Lux up?
Luxor, mate.
Oh, hello. That does sound good.
Normally, streaming nights you get takeaway because just run out of time. Oh, rain back in 30. We could have a wet race.
Very interesting.
Could have a wet race.
Benjamin Carews gone quick as well. We were discussing Lux's. He's gone up there with
Bang.
33.3. And
As Ali Kyrudin, the
definitely responds.
track's obviously getting a little drier. Bit more of a racing line. It's still greasy. Will it hit green before this minute is up? I tell you what, I do like the TV cameras they've done for Donington, except when you're near the pits. Obviously, this is part of the British GT pack, and Kunos do their cameras a little bit different. And that's grass. I like some of these cameras, though. Derek Nagel's not going to set a time. He says, stuff ya. I'm going to start from the back of the grid. So it's Damiano, Tom McDonald, Joshua Hill get to set a time as well. If I hear about Damiano Sauce once more, I swear to the sim racing gods, I'm going to make every race a thunderstorm.
Did we end up working out what that was?
It's just Damio Sauce. I don't know if it's the packet one he's talking about, or the bottle one.
Is it in reference to one of our drivers, or is it
Damiano Thurcolini.
Ah, thanks. Right, okay. Recently participated in our endurance series on the weekend, so he loves his racing. He's all about. He's in the British series as well, so I was getting behind the wheel, old Turks. Damiano.
Oh yeah. If anyone watched Scarney's stream last night, old mate in chat, just we must have stock in Damiano Sauce because he wouldn't stop talking about it. Much love to him. Connor Kingston was gone top, sorry. Now Stephen Ty. That track is really warming up.
So who's still on a lap now? That's the question.
Burrs is up
Timing.
9/10.
a very good question from Matt there. How many people are going to take the old cut-through pit entry that's before the final corner?
Hands up if you've done that. My hands up. So I was in a CP race with Spidey one night, and I'd never done the track, and I had to go to the pits, the mandatory stop. I actually pulled into that and hit the concrete wall. So embarrassing. JC's pretty I'm not sure what we're talking about, but I'll show you in a sec.
No, I do know the pit entry you're talking about. I've never been in there. I've never made that mistake, but I haven't done a lot of racing here either, so that's fine. Yeah. Stephen Ty stayed.
And that's disappointingly dry.
Lucas Burse had the drier track and couldn't beat Stephen Ty to poles. That's a great lap from Stevie Ty. Here it is. Yeah, I know it's there. Just why is it 60 here and 60 on the other one?
I don't know why they've changed it at all, to be honest.
60 here and 50 on the other one.
This is the national circuit. You can see that little chicane. So obviously they can't use the other pit entry for the chicane. What a colourful grid.
So yeah, no rain.
I know.
So wet qualifying sort of mixed up the grid a little bit. I mean, most of the fast guys are up there, but we've got Corey Sweet and Ben Floyd back in 8 and 11, so they've got work to do to get up to their usual positions. So yeah, there's a bit of a mixed up grid due to the wet qualifying and now a dry race. I actually don't mind that.
Yeah, I think they're qualifying through a few spanners in the works, which is a good thing. Something a little bit different. But super sad there's no rain. We tried hard to get it on there tonight. You need
Speaking of rain, how's the weather down there in Tasmania at the moment with 4 hours until your birthday, just quietly?
It's a nice, balmy, cloudy and 5 degrees. Fuck off. You're in Melbourne. You're not much better, mate. I've gone to Melbourne in June most years, and it's freezing over there.
Anything planned over the next sort of 2 or 3 hours once you finish here? You got anything tonight, or are you saving it all for tomorrow? What are you doing?
The missus is on night shift at 9 o'clock, so not really. Sit down and watch a movie after these streams, maybe. Tomorrow night we're streaming Sprint Series. So, not much planned. Friday is probably when I'm going to do some stuff. But that's why I didn't stream Saturday for the endurance, because actually had some birthday stuff on that night last week. I don't mind that livery, to be honest. You've done pretty well there, safety car. Scarny, you need some mods in your chat, mate, to time out, old mate. Or just, I don't know if you could add like a bot to any time the words Damiano Sauce pops up, you could just get, bang, auto-modded. Yeah, the less you know, the better, Jason. I don't think we're going to give Scarny PTSD right now. Diabol's like 712's livery. Who's that?
I like you, Diabol.
Will we see the safety car pop out on lap 1? There's a higher chance tonight. If you get into the grass area and you stay on that gas pedal, you can do the loop-de-loop pretty easily. Plus, as you said before, JC, there's a few cars out of position based on qualifying conditions. So like Benny Floyd, Hidwit, Sweet. They're a bit further down than we expect. Who's your pick for the race win, Alex?
It's pretty hard to go past Burrs, I think.
Hard to go past Burrs. It's hard to go past Valentini with his capital letters. It's a very strong statement he's made there.
Certainly standing out.
JC, who's your pick?
Look. I'm going to say Kai Rudin, out of nowhere, down there in P6 at the moment, has been extremely strong in Laguna practice this week. So he's obviously in good form. I'm going to say Kai Rudin as my pick.
I'm Gonna go Corey Sweet if he can stay out of trouble early here. This 32 car. Over to you, JC. Bring us to the start.
5 red lights. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still waiting for the green. A little bit of a delayed start. There it goes. The green flags are out. A couple of 3 wides in the mid-pack there, and a little touch potentially between Stephen Ty and Lucas Purse, which means that Lucas Purse goes around the outside, but he gets on the dirt out there. That's not how to get traction. So Stephen Ty carries through in P1. It looks like Valentini's going to grab up to P2. So Lucas Purse losing out, goes down to P3. The rest of the field looking through. Looks like they squeak through okay. No yellow flags back in the distance other than the safety car, of course. Nice start from Stephen Ty and Lucas Purse up in turn 1. They managed to sort it out. The mid-pack battle there too as well. Almost got pretty hairy with a couple of 3 wides, but they sorted it out. So it is Stephen Ty. It is Johan Steenkamp up into P2. My apologies. Lucas Purse is P3. Valentini P4. Connor Kingston doing very nicely on debut. P5 on screen here in the black Porsche. Being chased around by Kai Rudin in P6. Great start for the Porsche Cup. Nice work, fellas. Ladies and gents, down into this beautiful chicane for the first time. The tyres not there at the moment. That might be a little visual, but I'm sure they're there for the drivers. Not for very long, though. They usually get dispersed with very quickly. And down into the Melbourne hairpin they go. Stephen Ty still P1. That's a nice little cheeky dive there from Corey Sweet. Looked like he went up the inside of potentially Benjamin Carew. They're going to go side by side again down into the final hairpin, which is Goddard's, if I'm not mistaken. Around the outside, Corey Sweet is asked to participate. No, he doesn't get it done. So
Good defence there by Kai Rudin. It's right in the back of Sweet. Another flag. Oh, that safety car needs to disqualify itself. That bug sucks.
Was
So
a few yellow flags at the hairpin and a bit earlier on in the lap as well as Berchtold ends up going from, I think it was P12 down towards the back of the field.
doesn't have any bloody luck that man. Come on, Stefan. Goodness gracious. Someone give him a break. Loves his Porsche too. He loves this series. Speaking of loving this series, we're going to do this again.
I'm hoping so. I think we're pretty much guaranteed to do Porsche Cup again. It's just a matter of whether we're going to do BMW or a joint series.
BMW Ferrari Challenge Series.
Nice move there by Sweet. Yeah, that's an option. It's an option. Benny Floyd. Putting pressure on Hignett. It's going to make the move down here at Melbourne hairpin. Hignett hang on around on the outside. It's a little bit slippy. He does for now in the background. There's a Porsche going sideways. But no. Tucks in behind and Sweet moves up. Sorry, Floyd moves up to P8. Strum's in the background now. A few yellow flags.
A couple of laps down. Stephen Ty now almost a second clear of Johan Steenkamp.
Oh! Really cursed him straight away.
Oh,
Good save.
it was close. And that has cost him a lot of pace too, because now Johan putting him under a fair amount of pressure here. Where are the places to pass here in Donington?
Oh, there's actually more than you'd think. Oh, that's a banged up car there. Is that Berchtold? It is. Look at that.
Yeah, that's ugly.
So before the chicane, the extended layout of the circuit, you can get it into Melbourne hairpin, as we've seen a couple of times. I wouldn't really say turn one's a great spot to overtake based on the camber of the corner. But that's a chicane. I've seen a few people snag a spot. And obviously this hairpin right now. Such a wide corner. And the first penalty for the night was 992, picking up a 10-second.
Causing a collision on lap 1 somewhere.
Yep, well spotted,
A good
HPV.
pick up in the chat. Rain in 30 minutes.
Yes. Yes. Whoa.
Yep,
Not too close there. Looks like
perfect
Bushdoll's
amount of
damage
rain
has
too.
affected his car a little bit. Not having a great time of it.
Not too heavy that rain, and with 10 minutes to go, it's just about perfect. It's just going to grease the track up. Won't be enough. Won't be early enough for people to fly in the pits and chuck wetsuits. So the last 10 minutes, just dry weather, dry tyres, slippery track. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Particularly without the traction control.
A couple of blue little duckies here in a line. Zach Malloy, Ben Carud, and Bishop running a sky blue livery. It looks like Ignat going down the inside, a potentially real there, and gets that one done. So nice little move there from Benjamin.
Those two will be teammates for the upcoming
Oh,
endurance series, and that's not going to help
back.
them.
Real tried to send it down the inside and get it back on Benjamin. They came together and they simultaneously spun. Both did pretty well to recover, actually. It could have been worse. Could have lost a lot more positions than they did, so they got it back on the straight and narrow. I don't think Ben lost much at all. Mike sort of dropped a handful of positions there. A couple of numbers called there for sure. Ben Floyd currently with the purple lap on board. What happened to Stefan here? A little boot there, and
Not
the
really
wall
a
did all
boot,
the damage.
just ACC side-on contact has done its magic there.
Yeah, just the slightest of touches, and it did. It cost him pretty severely. It says it's the wall that did all the damage.
We also have a 10-second penalty, 890 for a collision on lap 2.
Mike Reel now being challenged by Karud down the inside. Mike doing nicely just to give him the very barest of space. He gave him one car length exactly, which meant that Karud was sort of compromised, and Reel does nicely. Gets the position back. Can he get the traction out of this corner now? He does. Holds onto it, so good driving there from Reel.
That's not Karudi's fighting, but it looks like Kyrudin.
Didn't let me finish. Karudin. This is what I meant to say. Yeah, what's he doing? What's Ali doing back there? He's got a bit of dust up somewhere as well.
Bang, bang. Just a little tax that. Finally works. So replays are back. Replays are back.
And Perkins also picking up a 10-second penalty for a collision on lap 2.
They're not far off. Far, Canal. Generally, is it 3 or 4 seconds off the GT3 pace, so really not far whatsoever. Depends on obviously how long the track is, the longer the track, the longer the distance. But yeah, they were doing. What were they doing? I was in breezy conditions qualifying, so we can't really use qualifying as a little bit of contact there between what looks to be Lucas Burse and potentially Steenkamp. Is it?
I believe it is, yeah. Steenkamp had an issue coming out of the final corner. Just lost a little bit, almost ended up in the pit lane. Managed to recover, and yeah, it's just put him right back in the grip of this whole pack.
Yeah, so Burst and Steenkamp coming together. Burst coming off better. Burst pulls away, and now Steenkamp, as you said, Alex, in the clutches of this battle pack behind. That includes Valentini, Kingston, Sweet. They're all there. Great little battle. Drivers pretty well respecting each other's space.
And things just going from bad to worse for Bechtold as he gets a 10-second penalty as well.
When it rains, it pours, as they say.
Kingston down the inside of Steenkamp there, and there's a little bit of contact between Steenkamp and Corey Sweet. So Steenkamp falling back through the field now a little bit. Kingston going very deep into the final hairpin, which is going to invite Valentini. No, he didn't quite get the corner he wanted, did Valentini. So Kingston holds on to that one for now. Corey Sweet moves up into the mirrors and makes his intentions known. Connor just missing the apex of turn 1 as well, so here in P3 at the moment, but needs to regather his senses a little bit if he's going to hold this battle pack behind him now. You want to pull a couple of tenths away with his ideal strat. Valentini won't be letting that happen. Where is the sauce? Danielle, is he still here?
The sauce.
The sauce, I'm calling him the sauce now.
To try and rip him out. Grass.
Yep, they're all himself. He did drop sort of 7, 8 positions. I guess this is where he lost them all. Yeah, just anything else going to have to be done well there.
Done well. I'm not sure that was.
I reckon he's done well there. Rather than rejoin on the apex with 2 cars coming up behind him, he has done well there and cut the corner.
He can get a contract for Jim's mowing, man. I think he loses it as well. I think the car's tyres are just. Could be wrong. That could have been it. All the damage done.
Yeah, he's lost sort of 7 or 8 spots there. He's got them right.
Jim's mowing.
I thought it was intelligent driving. I thought he did well, knowing that cars were coming going to rejoin right on the apex. That would have caused all sorts of shit. So he's done well, I think.
Bit of Bonner cam, bit of JP cam. Who uses this camera to race?
There's more than I want to give credit.
Who uses this camera to race?
Is there other cameras other than Chase Cam?
Stop that.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, Johan.
Oh,
Getting-
Pete Floyd's done well to hang on to that car.
Yeah, agreed. Johan getting too much of the sausage in the chicane.
Pitch. Second Arcus has had an off. The window is open.
Valentini's gone past Kingston at some point, but Kingston is now putting him under pressure, and I don't think there was contact there,
I think he just got a bit loose in the rears.
which meant the
Happens
pressure
after
of
a
the
good
Heavy on that throttle.
opens up a position for him, so Kingston gets P3 back. Valentini drops back to P5. Corey Sweet moves up into P4. Your man Corey Sweet, I tell you what, doing very nicely up here in P4 now, as you said, cutting a swathe through the field. Ben Floyd following him through too. He's right here behind these two. So those guys performing very well after not necessarily a disappointing qualifying, just the tricky conditions. Not quite getting their laps in. Sending them back through the field, but no, making those spots up now. Stephen Ty driving very well, doing the whole time the purple lap, and is now 3 seconds clear of the Lucas burst. He is killing it, is Stephen Ty, doing very nicely. 15 minutes down.
Bumpy.
Interestingly, looking at the weather forecast, the rain appears to have disappeared.
Well, you know what that means? That means between 10 minutes and 30 minutes we're going to get a light shower. and then it's going to piss off. This is the way the
It's just
ACC weather
enough
works.
to make things a bit spicy.
Is that what it means?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So the reason for that is there's no, in 10 minutes it's dry, in 30 minutes it's dry again, but you don't know what's in between that.
So you're saying the rain has moved into that sort of little 20-minute window, and obviously there's no marker there for 20 minutes. So the rain, while still here, isn't being displayed at the moment.
Yes.
Purely because it's between the 10 and 30.
So
Yeah,
we'll
right.
find out when it's here, when it's 10 minutes before it arrives.
Yeah, when it flicks into that 10-minute window.
It just doesn't last longer than 20 minutes, but by the time
It's
it
a
gets here,
weird way
the
of
race is
doing
yeah. It's quite funny. It's going to throw a few spanners into the works at the end of this race. I think it's going to be wet enough for wets. Can't really get away with it too much. I don't think people are going to be holding out for their pit stop because they might be cutting it a bit too fine for the window. Oh, we have to... Truth. That's a brown flag at 3/4.
Very well done to hold on to it.
It's probably the closest battle I've got at the moment.
Oh, I thought that was pretty deep, but he's done well there. That dives in the pits. Yeah, it's the strap from Ben Floyd. He's had enough, and he comes.
It's going to be further down the order. Oh, that's a bit of damage.
It's interesting to see where Ben Floyd comes out, whether he's got some space in the mid-pack here or whether he comes out in traffic. And one of the very first
I
drivers.
think that's a good call by Ben. Johan's gone in, but he was really struggling with that car at the end of that stint. I'm not sure if there was damage or pressure issue in his tyres. That's very close to the chicane. Oh, nice little move there. Gets it done. Or has he?
Finish it off with a Melbourne hairpin. Gets on the brakes, does well. Maybe opening up the door, and Sean Hards gets through on the mediums. Nothing of that.
Nice little drift there by Maddox. I don't mind Donington Park. It's both to race on and to spectate / commentate over. As I was saying before, there's a couple more overtaking spots than you think here. Especially in these cars. Wind of 1 kilometre an hour. It's blistery out there, isn't it? It's massive.
It's blowing a gale.
I'm surprised the cars are staying on the track with that much wind.
Yep. A little bit deep there from Mike.
Oh, they are. They're great little cars. They're twitchy, they're nervous. You can see the drivers having to make a lot of inputs to keep them going quick. So, yeah, they are even great little cars. And as you said, it's a great track. Enjoying this one so far. Of course, the BMW Series also at Donington Park coming up after this one. They are great fun to watch. Worse than
twos.
the BMW. So on a track like this, they should
Oh,
have
it'll be amazing
great
after this race. I reckon
Yeah.
they're going to be way better than the Porsches here. If you want to get involved and you're on our Discord, you're more than welcome to jump in the race tonight.
Whoa, where's that board off to?
Wow!
Someone has absolutely destroyed that board, and it has gone from one end of the straight
There
to
it
the
is.
other. I reckon that they picked that up from literally the other end of the straight, and it just helicoptered its way all the way down past the sheds there.
Oh, I wish they saved that and replay.
Well, that's what happens with this much wind.
It's very true. 1 kilometre an hour. Just pick that up. Stephen Tysdell leads the way. Valentini and Hirota are in the pits. Valentini was battling Floyd, so we'll keep an eye on that battle. Floyd's just coming down to the Melbourne hairpin. See if the undercuts worked. Is he going to come out in front or not? They have a prediction. Go.
Yeah, oh yeah, undercut strong.
I think he'll be in front.
He's had space. Yeah, there's got no one in front of him, so I reckon he's got him.
Oh, it's going to be tight. Yep, done it. Valentini jumped.
It's strong
Force
too,
is strong.
like his tyres.
Fair way.
His tyres already warm, so he'll pull away another sort of 3 or 4 tenths here.
And that was his best lap of the race too. So great outlap there. After the stop, that's how you get an undercut done. And Steenkamp, who was first into the pits, also jumps Valentini. So
That's
worth
good news for
noting.
Johan. He was doing really well up there in sort of P2, P3 land, and then had a few little issues that sent him backwards a little bit. So hopefully this strategy works out for him and he can resume battle up there in the top echelons once everyone's completed their pit stops.
If I saw that and I was in that top bracket, I'd be straight in. Big chance here for Sweet to jump Kingston, just do the pit stops if he goes in.
Thing is, would you see that unless you've got an app open? If you're just using standard ACC tools, you don't see the sort of...
I reckon he'd know.
Sweet and Floyd are probably on TeamSpeak together, so yeah, Sweet may have that.
Maybe they've got the stream open and they're hearing us. What's happening? Samwise does that.
I was watching an F1 stream back then, I can't remember who it was, and I heard my voice and I was freaking out. What is going on? They're watching the stream. I can't believe people do that. I need every spare ounce of brain capacity I can muster. I don't want to be listening to commentators or music or anything else.
We are halfway
Yeah, I
through
don't even
Toto yet.
drive and listen to music. Save that for the
I'm
country
really in the
roads.
same boat.
Hello,
I
Tart.
even struggle in things like the endurance races in TeamSpeak, having people chattering away in the complex sections, so I tend to just yell at them to shut up.
We missed a wet qualifying session. That was damp and breezy and sort of mixed up the qualifying order a little bit. Stephen Ty was on pole and has led from then on. We've got train incoming in about 10 minutes, which is going
There we
to
go.
it's going to make it a little bit slippery with about sort of 10 minutes to go. We don't think it'll be enough to put the wets on.
Oh, I'm not sold. I don't know. Maybe because it's so
there's-
close into the race, it's not worth it, but
It also depends on just how much and for how long it's raining.
yeah, it looks like it's only light. I swear that said medium before.
Yeah, well, there's another little gamble for you. So, does more than 50% of the field go in for wets with 10 minutes to go?
This is what's going to be amusing. I don't think that rain's going to go for longer than 10 minutes, right? So, at some stage, that 10-minute mark is going to have a clear track and there's going to be no rain forecast and then bang, it's there. That's how weird the way they've done the weather.
Who's that out there? I think it might have been Stefan, potentially. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just blue flags getting out of the way.
Bastard.
Very nice work just to jump out the way there after his race is unfortunately not gone the way he wanted it to. Like real. Dives into the pits here.
Bit hard to see on our wing, but it's going on a little bit quickly.
Dun, dun, dun.
That'd be a good call from you, Scott. Pit late, as late as possible. Take the wets once the rain comes. But
Oh, so
would have
much
had
risk.
known. Have you got the fuel? Have you got the fuel on board to do so? Did you know the rain was coming pre-race, and therefore have the fuel in the car? Whoa, that's pretty deep. Never mind. Pulls it up. Jeez, they look deep going into that corner sometimes. But...
Oh, that's so.
that's
Oh, reverse into the pits.
Oh my God.
Brad Robertson, you're a god. Oh no. Oh, no.
Someone's trying to pin.
Oh no. Oh, that was so unfortunate. Looks like Wiley's just lost his rears. Brad Robinson got tangled up, finished him off, and then
Yeah, just
reverse
had
entry to
nowhere
the
to go.
pits. Things I didn't expect to see for 1,000 thanks. Whoa, nearly got himself in mischiefs there.
Imagine coming in for your mandatory pit
There's
stop,
a
seeing
car
the car just parked
facing
there,
you.
facing the wrong way.
Well, at least that pit lane has a bit of space to get around it. There are others where that's it. It's blocked.
Chat very hungry with the camera. You were saying before that the TV camera is pretty good, except in the pits. Well, go on proving you're wrong there, I think.
Well, technically he wasn't in the pits.
Fair. All right, fair.
Because if he was, I don't know where the camera sometimes disappears to. We just got a bit lucky with which TV camera picked. We'll have to watch that back though. It was very interesting. Something that I don't recall ever seeing before. Kingston's come out P9, so he's been undercut. Wow. Sweet ahead of Floyd. He's managed to just hang on, but Floyd was a fair way back from Sweet. Yeah, that's only 5/10.
Looks like there's a bit of blue flag shenanigans there too. I think they got out of the way pretty well, but might have cost Floyd a little bit. I think Sweet got through cleanly. Floyd maybe just a little bit spooked by the blue flag there.
$17 minutes left. Ty, Burrs and Malloy are the top three. I don't think Sweet's going to jump them after the stop. I think a bit too far ahead, even with the undercut. The gap between Burrs and Malloy's too big for those guys to jump ahead. What are your thoughts on the sound of this car?
I absolutely adore the downshifts in this car. I think they are so sensitive. When they come down the gears, it's that clanky sort of. That doesn't work. I love the downshifts. Sorry.
I do like the sound of the car in general. It's no Aston V12, but it's not bad.
It's very good up against the wall, like the last corner at Hungary, where you're coming around the corner. It's great. It's right up against the wall. That sort of feedback from the wall. Not a lot of that going into it, but can you reverse into a pit box? I'm 99% sure that Kudos will be able to smack to that and disqualify you.
So good. Not for you. For us watching, that was impressive.
Eric Scarnirati reckons Maserati is the best ever car in the game, and it's up there in the top three, for sure.
Hard to disagree with that. Valentini's got to drive through, potentially for track limits.
Oh no. Takes him out of the equation. Yo, what was that? Did I just see a car disappear?
Yeah, that was Valentini, I think. Didn't want a bar of his drive through.
I don't know if I'd be parking the car there. Yes. Herod getting a little crossed up there out of turn 1 as he tries to chase down Benjamin Hignett. In the Disciples of Speed entry. Looking forward to seeing them go about their business in the new Endurance Series. You two looking forward to that one?
Very much so.
Absolutely. Very happy to be actually getting back in a car for a change.
You guys decided on a car yet?
Yeah, we've pretty much settled on the Aston, so looking forward to it.
What are you in, JC, for the Endurance Series?
We are pretty settled on the Mercedes. Here comes the rain.
As the rain starts to fall.
Here's the moisture. Yeah, we're pretty settled on the Mercedes, I think. So watch these hand movements now. They are going to get all sorts of crossed up. Still optimum, and then bang, straight down to fast. So it didn't stay optimum for long. And it will go to damp / greasy. It is raining right now, and it is raining in 10 minutes. So she's not going away anytime soon.
Sticking tyres in. I wonder if they're going to put on the wets. It's not really wet condition right now.
I reckon it'll be the call. I reckon now wets is the call. Now that you can see
Now
the
greasy.
rain now and rain in 10 minutes, you know it's going to rain this entire
Whoa,
time.
that's a lot. Good save.
If
there.
I was in the pits right now, I reckon I'd be chucking on wets. Very interested to see what Stephen Ty does. This could really throw a nail in his coffin if he makes the wrong choice here. Lucas Burst still out on track. Corey Sweet closing in.
It looks like from the forecast the rain will be staying till the end of the race.
All these guys who've already pitted, of course, on dries. I don't know whether it's wet enough for them, but I think already greasy. Greasy can be done in dry tyres. She's not fun, but it can be done. Stephen Ty is back out on track. Very interested to see the choice of tyre that man has gone with.
Dries. That's the,
On the
that's a good
dries.
choice. That's a good choice. I think
Well,
taking
last
wets is a
time-
more risk, a higher risk than taking dries, to be honest. I reckon the rain will end just before it goes 0. Come on, disappear. Disappear symbol. Oh, all crossed up. Burrs is in the pits.
Bender weather, spot on. Where is Bender?
Nah, it's not wet enough. Oh, he's on camp. With his school as a teacher, I believe. So he's pretty busy at the moment. Burrs is the last one to pit in that top bracket. S- Just come out now. Pretty sure. 420. Come on, disappear before the 10-minute mark. Right icon.
Well, there it goes. The
Bang.
10-minute one going.
So the last 42 seconds is going to stop raining, and for the whatever the next finish of the lap is. So I think, basically still greasy. I think dry tyres is the way to go. Bob, the battle for the lead is very spicy. Look,
It's on wets.
he's on wets. So this will determine the win. The wets versus the dries.
Yeah, I can't believe that the dries would be a better option. If it's going to rain for 10 minutes, I know it's only greasy now, but if it's going to rain for 10 minutes, surely it goes past greasy into the damp / wet section.
It won't go wet.
Lucas all over the back of Stephen Ty now. He's going to have a crack down here in the Melbourne hairpin. He is up alongside. He's
Burrs
got
is
right
also
to the corner.
a very fast, freaky driver, so the greatest way to compare.
But I mean, Stephen Ty
The
was
straight
on pole.
just picks over the dam.
They are very
pole with
deep.
Purple lap, and he led from start until the pit stops, and he never really got caught by Lucas. He was stretching the gap. So can Stephen hang on now?
I think he's
Can
just
he
muffed his
find the
spit
pace?
stop.
Can he find the grip? Putting a lot of input into that wheel. Slides out there, a bit understeer through there. Lucas looking very comfortable up there.
Okay. Bishop's
Have double yellows
off
ahead.
ahead.
Good rejoin, very patient.
79 is around. That isn't brushed out again, is it? Yes, it is.
It is.
It's just in the pit lane. Floyd. Something's happened to Floyd. He's dropped right off the back here of Sweet. Kingston's plonked himself in between. There's a lot of yellows now. Tricky conditions. So we've got Perkins on the wets. Kyrudin, Pethy Bridge, Malloy, Bushtold, McDonald's, Kiel. There's quite a few now. And a race leader, Burrs.
Did you know it's now closed?
We expect the rain to end with about, what was it, a minute to go?
I think the exact
seconds this
timing was 42 seconds.
42 seconds. It's very precise. Wish the weatherman was like good in real life.
Two seconds now the gap. So now the battle for Stephen Ty becomes, can he hold off Corey Sweet? Corey's got a couple of lap cars to get through before he reaches Stephen Ty.
Yeah, another thing with the tyre choice is, have they done their pressures? Oh,
Oh,
never
that's
mind.
Corey
That's
Sweet.
sorry, Sweet. That's a curse.
Obviously
Gibson
getting it
flies
wrong
past.
with the chicane.
And Floyd gets past. Oh, they are really struggling. Tyres will be
That's the lightest of
squealing.
right foot at the moment.
So yeah, last lap. Oh, that's the car, right? Really?
Who else is that?
Goes
Yeah,
to
that's someone dead.
Sards.
Going out on hards instead of the wets.
So about 10-second lap difference in the pace in these conditions and start conditions. Oh. The wind has doubled. You have to call this race off, I think. Oh, that's
It needs
sideways.
to be out.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Watching
Oh,
it in slow
no.
motion.
On for a podium and the conditions. Whoops. Oh no. That is treacherous. And this is only light rain in damp conditions. Imagine it with a bit of wet. It's that 2 kilometre wind.
Could be unsettling the cars.
Way!
Oh,
Where's
Get the camera off the man, for God's sake. Put it on someone else. Stop. He's already dead. Ah,
Keyboards.
Corey.
You'll be
Stop,
fuming.
he's already
too.
dead.
He'll be fuming. Here's a good battle. See if we can curse someone else. Yep, there we go.
Yep.
See you later. Bye. Catch up. No worries.
3 wide, one on the
That's
grass.
impressive.
No
Oh, one in the
worries.
background.
Well held.
They are falling off the track in droves now. Who's not fallen off the track to Blues burst. He's walked away from Stephen Ty. 7 seconds now to go. The tyre choice of wets is the correct one. I would suggest that Corey's probably on dries. A couple of these guys just struggling to keep it together, probably on dries. The wet tyre runners will hopefully make up 1 or 2 more positions if they're careful enough with it the next 4 minutes. Johan would be bucking that trend. He'd be on dry tyres, doing very nicely with recovery drive up there in P5. Benny Floyd with the purple lap. That won't be beaten in these conditions, so he'll hang on to that one.
These cars don't have TC. So that makes it all the more tricky in these conditions.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on this team name?
I don't get it.
You don't get it. I might leave that one alone then.
Brad's damaged.
The rallycross line?
Exactly. Dear. Well, that can happen here in the last couple of minutes. Yeah, Luke's burst, Stephen Ty, Connor Kingston. Top 3 positions at the moment. But Ben Floyd not far behind Connor. He'll chase him down over the next couple of minutes, try and see if he can pinch a podium. Ball with Karud here as he chases down Herod. Ben Floyd.
It's probably the one to watch. For the podium spot of P3.
Ben already has a couple of race wins underneath his belt in this series so far. Yeah. Look at those hands. They are all over the axis. This would be a great effort from Connor Kingston if he can come in here on debut and pinch a
Just
podium.
cross the line now, so it'll be very close to whether this is the last lap or penultimate lap.
He can roll off the throttle, I reckon, if he really wants to. I don't think Burrs will, but... What do? You're 11 seconds up. Do you push for another lap, or do you just roll off the throttle and...
I'm rolling off.
I'd be rolling off.
I'd be rolling off in these conditions. Get a little bit too greedy otherwise. If the gap was a little bit shorter, maybe not, because you want to cover off and make a mistake on that lap. But I don't know, it's not a situation you really get into much.
Mate, it's not a situation I ever get into, so I don't really need to think about it too much.
Never crosses your mind? If I was leading, what would I do?
Not really, no.
If Ben Floyd was on the phone with him, he'd be asking very nicely if he can give him an extra lap. Please don't roll off. 15 seconds to go, coming around the final hairpin. I reckon he will. Sure that there's one
Looks
more.
like he's going for another one.
Hold ya, Burrs won't be the one that does it.
One to go. So that does buy Ben Floyd a little bit more time to reduce the gap from 9/10 to 6/10.
Scenes if he spins. Rain has stopped. Rain is back in 30.
Yeah, the rain's stopped and the track's already gone back to greasy.
Oh, we didn't check out when the rain stopped. It's been a bloody good effort from Stephen Kye to hang on to that in the dry tyres. This is the one to watch. Can Benny Floyd get up there and pinch a podium? Can he find a way past? Can he get in the mirrors? Can he put Connor under enough pressure to force a mistake on this, the final lap?
It's all about that chicane. A good run out of this corner. Now it's the chicane. It's going to be too hard for Floyd to make any progress there, Ben. Oh, here's a
Floyd got a
chance!
good run. Floyd got a good run. Connor covers the inside.
The leader has finished the
Ben's
race.
going to have to go around the outside if he wants this, and on a damp track, I'm not sure that's it, but Connor's gone a little deep. Does that open it up the inside? Ben
Oh,
Floyd
he's done
looks
it.
like he's going to get it done. If you don't mind, in the Melbourne here.
Good old switcheroo.
He's going to send it!
Connor's going to send it. That's not how it's done.
Oh,
I think Ben
that's
will
a lucky
give him a little
finish.
bump on the way through.
I think all's fair
And-
there. P3 to Floyd, P4 to Kingston. As I was saying, it's all about that chicane. What's this other battle going? Sweet's down at P6 with him right behind. Can he dive from there, do a Kingston? Like, he nearly made it work with that dive, Kingston, but wow.
I think with the amount of contact there, he would have given that position
Oh,
back
definitely,
to
that's
Ben.
what I mean. Nearly made it work.
Corey doing some squigglies on the way through. Zach Malloy up here in the top 10 for the Warntie tribe. That's a
He
bloody
got
good
that
effort
at
from Tim.
the end of the last lap after Herod had a little bit of a mistake and went off. He's gone through to get that final top 10 position.
Nice one, Zach. Yeah, looks like some penalties mean that I know someone potentially will go for the server for that. Nice work, Porsche Cuppers. Entertaining race.
Yeah, I love those conditions. Maybe you'd like to see the rain about 5 minutes earlier and finish 5 minutes earlier.
But as you said, I still think these BMWs coming up will be even more fun to watch going around, Donny.
Green light. Go, go, go.
So there we go. Let's just check the final results. Qualifying, we saw Stephen Ty, Lucas Burrs and Alex Valentini 1, 2, 3. But in the race, it was Burrs, Ty and Benny Floyd. Floydie from 11th up to P3. Might be my drive of the day because he also picked up fastest
That's
lap.
a good effort.
Yeah, great race, Ben. Great move down there in the Belmont hairpin too on the final lap. Set him up through the chicane. As Neil said, that'd be the spot it was going to get it done, and he did. So, yeah, great race from Ben.
Right, it is currently 9:09. We're going to have a bit of a 15-minute break before the old BMWs throw their weight around here. Thank you for joining me, JC.
No, sir. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And thank you, Alex, for jumping in the booth.
It's been fun, and I'll see if I can avoid crashing any BMWs.
No, you got to crash them. That's the whole point of the BMW, isn't it? Just don't indicate.
See you, chat. Love you. See you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
blow
Make
up
sure
if you
you're
do
here
that.
on the stream for Mel's birthday tomorrow night. Let's go.
Right, chat. We'll be back in 15 minutes. We'll just take a short break, and we'll see you then.
lips won't let me go for long now. Damn right, I already know what's on your mind. I already know what's on your mind. And you can try, but you can hide it from me. You think it's secret, but it's easy to see. I already know what's on your mind. Nobody wants to be alone, so get on board and have some fun. And what will happen when we're gone? It doesn't matter anymore, 'cause I hear the music through the wall. And in the center of it all, I want boys, girls, boys. All I need, girls, boys, girls. Get on out. Take what you need to turn you on. Out of a tree, go pick your drum. All I want, boys, girls, boys. All I need, girls, boys, girls. God, you wrapped around my little finger. Damn right, I already know what's on your mind. I already know what's on your mind. Nobody wants to be alone, so get on board and have some fun. And what will happen when we're gone? It doesn't matter anymore, 'cause I hear the music through the wall. And in the center of it all, I want boys, girls, boys. All I need, girls, boys, girls. Get us out. Take what you need to turn you on. Out of a tree, go pick your drum. All I want, boys, girls, boys. All I need, girls, boys, girls. Take what you want, go pick your drum. Take what you want, boys, girls, boys. All I need, girls, boys, girls.
Bad little flex, she wanna know me. I stay low key, all gas, no brakes, baby, let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD. I get in my way, never out of my lane. Feel like you the one and I'm on one. So what it's gonna be? Baby, squad up, we finna go deep. Riding on a team, got what you need. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you when we get home. If you let me put it down, when I hit the town, you should ride on me. Keep your minds on me. On try, baby, I think you should side with me. Stay solid one time if you lie with me. Just promise you never lie to me. Keep the moves on tuck. I know it's all love. Everything good. Keep the vibes on crush. I know it's all good. Know it's all love. Know it's all love. I've been feeling like the motherfucking man lately. Can't nobody do it like I can daily. Baddest in the lattice in the land. Body turn your nigga to a fanny up, fanny up. I made it where promise you never lie to me. Keep the moves on tuck, I know it's all love. Everything good, keep the vibes on crush. I know it's all good, good. Know it's all love. Know it's all love.
Yeah, baby. Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to silicon that push out lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday. Turn a blue day to a bright hue, yellow with a smooth A in hair. Extra fruit, the brand. You can't move me, the music is man. It's a con job, but fuck it, it's grand. Been blessed with a great hand amongst many that stank. And yeah, it took some hard work, but blind luck play a huge role. And if they say that it don't, when they feeding you fool's gold. And if I know one thing, the truth's home. Even if it's a tough thing to swallow, an even harder thing to hold and truly know without a doubt while on the globe. And even though that seems inherent, it ain't always so apparent. Dangle carrot, you ain't always gonna get it. But don't worry, it's a pretty February in a year with more to carry and more days is yet to come. Under the sun, taking the ferry to the city where the moment's extra pretty, like the people, like the idea that I keep inside my brain that isn't equal to the real world. All that stress ain't saving me fear though. I swear to God I'm trying, but they pushing their demons down my esophagus, screaming the easy life, what I want always. Praise made up holidays, tell me that love is the answer just to boost this economy. Buy more.
About to leave. already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me. Be free. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free.
And welcome back to the BMW Series. We're back at Donington because Porsche Cup guys wanted a different track other than Barcelona. So we're doubling up tonight, but joining me in the booth tonight for the BMW Series is JP, fresh off his P2 in the Endurance Series Championship. How are you, mate?
Very well, thanks. And yourself? Looking forward to this.
Oh, mate. After the Porsche race, hopefully we see some more rain in the BMWs, but I'm not sure. But also joining me in the booth is Jesse McLean. How are you, Jesse?
I'm good, Mel. Just trying to keep myself calm during Origin. But I'm enjoying the race. Enjoying the racing early in Porsche.
Explain
So-
Origin in 2 words.
Rugby league.
No!
Yeah, that's a very good one.
No. Gotta get more creative than that.
Well, 2 words.
Something to do with bum sniffing? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, something like that.
Or was that...
I'm not going to argue with it. But I'll say
Who's winning, though?
Queensland's up 6-4 at the
Green
moment.
light, green light. Go, go, go.
It's been a very hard game though.
Who's your money on? Who's your heart with?
I mean, my heart's New South Wales, some New South Wales born, but Queensland is winning the forward battle currently. For the people who are interested.
Do you have a team you're on the side of, JP? Being
I just hope that rugby wins at the end of the day.
Rugby wins?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really follow league, so it's not... I enjoy watching the State of Origin because it's so physical, but yeah, that I don't really... I prefer blue over red because I like the colour more. So go New South Wales.
There you go.
Good boy, good man. A few people in chat will not be liking that for sure.
But yeah, I am much more excited about this. This is honestly one of my favorite combos in this game. It's such a fun car, it's such a fun track, and they work so well together. So it makes some good racing. I think we're in for a treat.
If you're just tuning in, no, this is not the race, this is qualifying. Going hammer and tongs here. Yeah, this is a great combo. The BMW M2 is kind of just designed for tracks like this. What's the last circuit? I think we're up to Zolder perhaps last week or next week.
I think Zolder, I'm pretty sure. I was talking to Jason about it earlier.
That'll be so much fun.
I haven't actually tried this there, but I can imagine this car is ideal for there as well. Tight, sort of shifty track with lots of curbs, which this car just annihilates. So yeah, it should be fun.
Porsche guys might not quite agree. That's their problem.
Not going too bad on the curbs at least. So no, don't do that. That's quite rude.
There it is. A weekly dose of beautiful. Mr.
I mean, it's not in accordance with the theme, so that's sort of disappointing, but it is still nice.
The theme is my heart, and he's won it. I don't know if the BMW and Porsche guys are sticking with the old State of Origin theme. But tomorrow night, I hope to see some great liveries in Sprint Series. The rookies absolutely nailed it. on
Do we
Tuesday.
have to choose a side, or can we just make a livery that incorporates both?
So it's not necessarily for the State of Origin meaning the NRL. It's more so meaning if you're in Australia to wear your state colours. If you're outside of Australia, to wear your country colours. Or where you're from. So I reckon you'd have a South African theme for your card, JP.
Because you can only select 5 colors in total, and the South African flag has 6.
Yeah. And it works so for the South African flag. All those colours just, it makes sense. Without one of them, it just doesn't feel right. So
It's one of the nicest flags out there, I hesitate to say.
I
It's
agree.
very nice design, and it looks pretty cool. And it's the only flag in the world with 6 colors. So.
Oh, there you go. Bender facts here with JP.
It's a Sonic Eye special fact, that one.
Stephen Pye in chat saying slicks on the wet track with no TC was sweaty.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw what happened behind you, Stevie, but a few people were doing a bit more than sweating.
Very much so. So far, it looks like this is going to be a dry session.
40.6 right off the bat by Justin Cruz. That is pretty quick time. When we did the community race here, over a month ago, Cruz qualified on pole with a 140.3. So I suspect we'll see something in the same ballpark.
Jeez, he's hit the mark pretty soon, hasn't he? Zanchin on debut in the M2 series. Capital letter Valentini's back after his Porsche run. John
Think you mean Valentini?
Is that your... Yeah, exactly, after your list name. Is your brother racing? Is he been racing in this series?
No, he's just trying it out because there was an open invite, so he decided to jump in and give it a bit of a go.
Sensational. Love to see it. I am too scared to go view car 41.
No, he does not. He has a State of Origin livery, so he's promised that he doesn't have the poo brown one today.
Victoria, the place to be. So that's the car that Alex Imey is going to be T-boning tonight.
Sean Bubnow also said he's jumping in just for a bit of a laugh. So
he's in there as well.
he's done about 1.5 minutes worth of practice, so he'll be there and thereabouts.
It's a pro strat from Bub now, we all know it.
Nice.
He was complaining before the race started, "Ooh, I have to do a livery," and then he comes up with that. So I'm not 100% sure what he was complaining about, but okay.
Liveries are easy to do. Just look at Leo's here.
I mean, it's easy to do. It doesn't mean it's going to look nice.
Exactly. We do allow fugly in these liveries.
Go with Valentini at a 140.3 already. Nice and close up at the top there. Hopefully this will be a better attempt at a race than the Porsche Cup went for him. So
He didn't yell his name.
sorry. Valentini on pole!
I want to message him being OCD regarding that, but it is funny.
What's more annoying, the all caps or the all lowercase letters?
All lowercase by a mile. I don't know why that is, but yeah. Powerball winner. Really, Damiano? You could probably buy all the shares in Damiano Sauce, and what the fuck is John got going on here?
It's waiting for you to figure that out.
I love it.
That's
gold.
There's Abominations, and then there's this.
That's a Sonic Eye special if I've ever
The
seen
fact
one.
that he's
No, that's a John Sonicus special. I don't play those games.
You do not condone this?
Oh, that would make my mum sick. And she's blind.
I think when your mum gets sick, that's the colours where that'll come out is still prettier than that. So
Is the inside the car the same colour?
his race suit is the same colour actually. He's edited his driver to have a pink race suit with a green helmet and a green visor as well. So yeah.
He went all out, I gotta give him that.
Yeah, look, the effort that's been made is quite staggering. I'll allow it, but that's disgusting. So
It's not his worst livery he's ever done, to be fair. I mean, he's done worse.
That's what's scary. But it is funny. So Valentini, 140.3. Talbot not far off 2/10. Cruz 3/10 back. Still more time to be gained here. 2 minutes left. De Silva, P4. Got a couple of drivers yet to set a time. One of those, Matty Powell. We're going to see very hard racing here in this one. I reckon this track is just primed for the M2s.
Yeah, and they're so good for close racing as well. Oh, Nick De Silva pedal to the metal through the cars, just diving off the track there.
Mr. Canal, John doesn't, but his wonderful brother does. If you just ask him. JP has eyes at work.
better
Imagine
looking younger brother.
Imagine that commentary. All of the spies.
I wouldn't allow my brothers to commentate with me because I don't think we'd be allowed on air.
Yeah, it would definitely. It's Cruz has outqualified Valentini by 1 turn so far. Albert has given up. The Silva is on a lap at the moment. He should get another go at it, I think. Queensland has scored a try.
Don't tell me that.
For those who are worrying.
Oh, okay. I just seen it. Yeah, I'm not watching the game anymore. I'm getting
Queensland
frustrated.
scored a hole in one on the third period of extra time
Yep.
from the 3-point line, I think.
They score a goal.
Touchdown.
Go sports ball!
I
Jump, yeah.
live in an AFL state, so we don't really have rugby down here much, if at all. But I've lived in Coffs Harbour for 6 months, and wow, that was eye-opening. If you didn't know NRL or rugby, you do go into bloody Coffs.
I worked with a guy in Thailand who used to. I think he was part of like the St Kilda, like academy kind of thing.
Yep.
Many moons ago. So he taught me a little bit about AFL, and I got a little bit into it. I actually prefer it over rugby league to watch. But rugby league is good fun to play. At least I enjoy playing it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still. I mean,
Would you go for St Kilda?
AFL, I haven't watched the last couple of years, but when I watched, I supported St Kilda just because that's the team that we always watch together when working with him.
That's fair.
Can I give it that?
Yeah, my old
Yeah, I
man
mean,
played footy. He actually got a gig at a trial for St Kilda in the VFL back then. But okay, that's a different direction. Can I take that
That's
corner?
not the line.
But yeah, just couldn't afford to stay over in Victoria. This is what I mean about the pits. It's a stupid view. And there we go. That's the grid. 24 cars. Damiano Thurcolini was the only one not to set a lap, I think. He's 24th.
Suppose we can blame the chicane for that, most likely.
Jed says, go Pies, go Pies. 3 in a row, Jan, and against some of the old enemies. It's funny, with AFL, I've been here for some of my friends for years, and if Carlton beat Collingwood, oh my God, they light up my inbox. If we beat them, no messages from me.
Yeah, Mr. Camel, I mean, the Jag is, it's like that movie, The Room. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's really bad, but it has like a very devout cult following, so I'd be careful what you say about it.
Favourite pie to eat? It's got to be the scallop pie, being Tasmanian.
It was a scallop pie.
Mate, it is prime. If you come down this way, I'll shout you out.
Okay, well, thank you for the pie, but what is it?
It's a pie with scallop in it. Curried scallop.
Scallop as in scallops from the sea, not your weird potato
No,
scallops.
potato
that you
scallops
could-
is some stupid mainlander bullshit.
Okay.
They've made
Wait.
up. Not to have scallops in them. But yes, this is actual seafood scallops. Pecan pie for
20
Jason.
seconds.
I've got a curry pie.
Are we talking savoury pies or are we talking sweet pies? That's the...
I've gone savoury here. I'm not sure where Chad's still
10
directed, but
seconds.
based on his answers, I'm going to say savoury.
If we're going savoury, then steak and pepper or steak and ale is
Oh,
usually
good man. Love your
what I
choice.
aim for.
That's my second choice. I had the curry pie.
If we're going sweet, then apple pie is generally what I prefer.
What I just noticed is Jacobs has put in a nice little lap end there, P2.
Yeah, it was only 0.075 off of Cruz at the end there, so it was fairly tight.
I see we've got 3 Kovacs boys all together. 9
Yeah, that always ends well.
Yeah, it's all good things.
Also JLS Alex and Sean. They've all popped themselves together.
Pie floater, it's a meat pie. You crack it open, put an egg in the top once it's almost cooked, then put the
Good
top
old
back,
pie floater.
and baked beans on top. But I mean, it's
I'm
just like,
intrigued. I like that.
it sounds interesting. That's very weird. That chef was very drunk the day he came up with that recipe.
He was, and he's nailed it.
I have a pie where I have eggs and I have baked beans.
Get
All of it's
all the
going in
way.
here.
I normally get like a 4 and 20, just an all standard pie at home, cook in the oven, take the top off it, put a cheese slice down, put a bit of tomato sauce on it, put the top back on it till it melts. Beautiful.
Here's the other pie-related question that always gets people fired up is, do you have a pie with gravy or ketchup?
Ketchup. I mean, yeah, the ketchup.
Yeah, ketchup. Or tomato sauce.
Gravy's the one with chips people are unsure of. Chips and gravy or chips and tomato sauce or ketchup.
Ketchup with chips. Unless there's cheese curds and bacon.
Canada says hello.
Yeah. 3-inch long artery type of a pie. Well,
Disgusting.
that is right.
How does it possible, Chad, is what I want to know.
Alright. We'll get back to the pie comments soon. We're waiting for the start here of the BMW Series. It's about 10 to 10, so I'm sure all the drivers on the grid have had something for dinner, maybe a pie. We're going to see Barney's. I think we're going to...
Interesting gaps
little
there.
buzz
Hopefully they
boxes.
close up.
Oh, they sorted it out though. Wait for greens. Cruz Jacobs in the front row, and we're away. Hignett is in P7. And that is 4 wide into turn 1. Things we don't want to see early, and that is exactly why Hignett gone. I don't know who the other driver was, but he's not going to be very happy. So we fight the way down the hill. Car 7. It was
Stacy.
Yellow's kicking off everywhere. This guy, Jordan Finch, I believe it is. Can't see that livery ever again. John on debut in the M2s. Let's go on board. Oh,
Mike Real with a send. That's going to...
Yeah.
Very close. He pulled it out there.
a bit of a whispered sweet nothings into his ear there. No safety.
Everybody made up a couple of positions at least. Apart from Stacy and whoever the other car involved was.
Cruz, Valentini. Jacobs has dropped a spot here.
Oh, that's
wide.
not the line. That's going to be most likely a warning and potentially a position lost. It is possible to hang it around the outside here, but I think Cruz is just going to concede on this, although Jacobs looks interested. Silva and Jacobs, teammates behind each other. Talbot is part of the same team, if I'm not
That's
mistaken.
correct. So Jacobs, Silver, Talbot, all part of Speedy Mine. Chris Stacey, who was off at turn 1, is also part of that team. A bunch of lads. Don't know if they have like Kovacs on Kovacs type of issues, but they definitely
I
race
know
hard.
it doesn't appear like it, because usually Kovacs on Kovacs issues are pretty instantaneous.
Where are they going back there at the moment?
Giver made up about 3 or 4 spots off the start. John about 3 or 4. Who was the other one who was with them? It was Hams. Where is
P16.
Bushel? He dropped down to P16.
33's off. That's
Oh, we've got Mr.
Seconds.
Firelord behind John as well.
It's a 2.5 second gap, so even Kovacs devs are immune to gaps that big. That is a weird place to park your car.
Come on, Lee, you can't park there.
Up your reliability.
That's funny, man. Big gaps here, so there's a couple of groups forming early. Got that lead battle pack, which is very close, and then got a Bit of sunlight.
He didn't seem to lose out too badly. I mean, he's dropped down to the 18 now. So another oopsie there for him, I guess. He was P12 up until then. So you see Bushel all over the rear of Mr. Powell here. So it's the hamster versus the aardvark. Not a nature documentary you see often.
Pally left the door open and didn't need a second invitation.
Still there. It's going to be interesting. This is a very difficult corner to go side by side. But they will make it work.
Oh!
Bushel gets the better exit. Overall at the front, it's fairly close. Cruz sticking with Valentini. Jacobs dropping off a little bit, but not too badly. And then a bit of a gap developing to Gibbo at the moment. So hopefully he can pick up the pace and close on this little pack here. It is a tricky track for overtaking. I mean, especially in these cars. It is such a good track though.
Oh, it is.
Is it one of these tracks? I haven't done much Donington running myself. Is it one of those tracks you just got to force a mistake in order to get the overtake done, or like just
Not
gotta stick your
necessarily.
nose up?
There's a couple of nice braking zones you can dive into fairly. One of them's right there. You got to get a good exit through the chicane.
It's all about compromising the chicane to get that run into the header.
Seen a few moves here. This is a bit of a shit corner because it's a bit of a blind apex.
And it's hot camber as well, so...
Yeah, it's turn one you sometimes see, but again you got to get a really good exit out of the last corner because you don't quite extend the car enough here.
And as you saw with Powell on the previous lap, it's quite slippery on the inside of the line as well.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to get a good run coming down into the brain curves here. But yeah, as you go down here, I mean, here there is potential if you're very close to someone to potentially go side by side up here, but through the old hairpin, that is very dangerous. So, all three of the speed might cars there kicking up some dice. And then coming into this corner here, you can send it, but you will die on that curb 99% of the time.
It's much easier to close the door there than other corners. You don't really want to bother here. There's a lot of off-cone camber shit, but this is the run down to the chicane if you get a good exit.
Side by side through the chicane is doable, but not recommended, I would say. Although Cruz is not listening to my recommendations.
They're going to try it. Nah,
Oh, Valentini.
He taps out. Oh, and here comes
Back and
Sean.
drop.
That's why.
Thanks
Thank you
for
very
coming,
much.
boys.
For him, Moses. Oh, Cruz has lost
believe
out.
that.
I do love Jacob's livery because I rewatched Days of Thunder 2 days ago, so it's just that mellow yellow livery.
What's
Or
the main character's name, Jesse?
Oh no! Don't do this to me.
I'm doing it live on air.
God,
Oh,
Jesse,
no. It's the
remember,
easiest
this is to
question
stay
ever.
in Kovacs, mate.
I've forgotten his name. and I
Oh
don't know it.
no!
Yeah, I'll send out the notification to remove Jesse
Yeah,
from
I'm
Kovacs.
pretty sure.
Cheers, mate, it's been fun.
It's been a good time,
Oh, I might as well announce your retirement now. It's gonna do my head in. I'm going to have a look again. I just was not ready for that
Jesse.
at all.
There's a hint in chat, but it's not going to really help you whatsoever.
It's the wrong movie. Chad.
Right actor, not a wrong movie.
Yes, correct actor, yeah, unfortunately.
There's the right initials. Is it going to help you there, Jesse?
God no. Well, where are the initials? I'm not looking at the chat right now.
Let me know it's open.
Oh, god damn it.
Rhymes with stroll pickle.
No, don't even do that. It just makes it harder on me.
You haven't fucking watched it.
I have watched it. My brain is not there at the moment. Football brain.
He watched it the other day and he passed the Kovacs exam, so he was allowed to stay in, but apparently...
I reckon he had a sheet next to him.
That's also entirely possible. Oh, this is very
I
spicy.
the right quotes down. I had to do it.
Cold Trickle.
Disappointed.
I'm watching that tonight, and I'm going to think of you, Jesse, and I'm going to send you fact files. I think that's a grid bet penalty.
What,
Who in
for
chat-
Jesse?
Yeah, who in
That
chat-
must be a quality ban.
That's expecting that I'm going to do well, Laguna, tomorrow night.
I'm going to be for every series. Laguna's alright. It's not as... I don't think it's as treacherous as some make out if you've practiced the circuit.
It's a fantastic track,
It
but
also depends on the
it's... Death is very imminent in quite a few of the corners. So it's very similar to brands in that you need to be on it for the whole time.
Yeah.
There's no real relaxation time on that track.
Don't mind that view.
Chad, it's State of the Union or your state, Australia, I suppose. I think Mol can confirm.
Oh, this week, State of Origin.
So in that aspect, what we didn't actually mean about the rugby. So it's if you're in Australia, livery based on your state, your home state that is. If you're outside Australia, your country of origin. Or if you don't like the country of origin, whatever country that you now call it.
Would like to point out that the South African flag is not going to look great on a livery, so you're not allowed to complain about an ugly livery
As
when
long as there's green.
we are encouraged to do it.
Blue it is. So Chad's from... Oh, that doesn't help. Light or dark blue, Chad? Light or
Interestingly,
dark?
Cruz has not been able to get back onto the back of Silva yet. Not sure if his tires maybe got a bit damaged or something. It is quite easy to get pressure loss here through the chicane. So the pace of Jacobs at the front, the 140.5 in the race is insane.
That's quick. So one mandatory stop for this race, much like the last one we just did.
The new sprint series was announced today.
Springbok.
Correct.
Oh no, was that right?
It's the Silva, Nick.
You are correct.
Springboard colours could work, but it's green and gold. It's kind of boring and sort of overdone a little bit. So, and I already did my rugby team's colours, so I'll use that again.
Why can't
Those
you?
colours are similar to Tassie's.
I mean, because I've used it already, so and it's a different theme, so I don't want to be boring.
What are the state colours of the Northern Territory, Chad? Is it like a darker... Can't recall.
Maroon.
I have no idea.
Sorry, can we get back to the whole maroon thing?
Right, what about it?
It's maroon.
No, don't be silly.
There's,
Do you
there's
say-
two O's.
Did you say vitamin or vitamin?
There is two O's in maroon.
Maroon. He's wrong.
You're talking like a moron.
Wrong, John. Pierre.
No, I'm talking like a maroon.
It's maroon. What? How did two O's get? Oh, John has gotten past Herod there. No, that doesn't make sense. You don't say soon. You say soon.
It's maroon.
No, it's just it's an Australian saying
You said, how do you say, Jesse?
maroon.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying,
Well,
not
that's
saying,
all-
we're,
so-
not saying we're
Well, what
right.
I'm
I'm just
talking
saying.
The whole country is wrong. Then basically is what you're saying.
I'll
That
say
could be
I'll say
true.
the maroons, but I also say the maroons in the footy. So depending on anger levels.
I'm not changing my 38 years of life to change how I say that word.
It's like tomato, like live with it. Peach is not right current identity.
Why there is that hamster? Looks like hamster's livery. It might be JLS as well.
I think it was JLS.
Oh,
Northern
this is a
Territory
tricky
is
part to go
black.
side by side.
The flag is black, white, and red ochre. I think that's how you say that name. That's
So Stacey has gotten past both there. Yeah, so current identity is correct.
Is that one of your alt accounts?
No!
I think it fucking is.
I would not be surprised.
What about ACT? What are the ACT state colours? WA's
I didn't
black
think it
and
existed.
gold.
These usually play with like white, dark blue, and like a goldish kind of color. The ACT Brumbies.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the state colors or just what they
So
went
many
for.
blue. Oh,
Usually in the Super Rugby you had the Queensland Reds, who was obviously maroon.
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 The ACT Brumbies, New South Wales Waratahs, which were the blue, like the light blue and dark blue. Who was the other team? Melbourne Red. No, the Rebels.
Dark blue, yeah.
Dark blue and red. Was there one other team, or was it only the fourth?
Western Force, they're blue.
Oh, the Western Force, yeah, as well. Yeah, they're blue and yellow. So. A lot of blue.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you, Jan. Jan is a knowledgeable individual. Also my nan, so what she says goes. Dark blue, white and gold. Interesting. South Australia, red and yellow. I'm not sure which colour they predominantly pick first. Is it probably red, I believe. Yellow accent. Welcome to Colour Street. New Zealand, easy. It's in their name.
In their name.
All Blacks.
Oh. It's New Zealand, it's easy. It's in the name. Oh, okay. It's like, I'm sure he means black, but just want to clarify.
Well, how long did New South Wales take to come up with their state of origin name, the Blues? Like, fucking Christ.
Just a little bit of racing talk, just between all this very relevant colour talks.
Speaking of colours,
Cruz with the fastest lap now, catching up a little bit to Valentini and them. Valentini's still all over the rear of Jacobs.
see those brake lights there? Fluttering.
Star is one of the cars in the game with the sort of the most visible brake lights, even in daytime.
That's it.
Oh, he
Alex.
just wanted to give us a very close-up view of what I just said, I think. Thanks, Alex.
He must have known.
Alex. Must have known indeed. He's lost 3 positions there. Potentially.
Oh, side by side. This is a very close a little bit. Alex gives on the space, fortunately. And on we go. Who's the orange car? That's usually a Greenwich livery, I guess. Not really much happening up front. The gaps are sort of stabilizing a little bit, actually growing a little bit from Jacobs to Valentini, who's still a little bit behind Hignett, looking for a move on Greenwich into the hairpin. Should be able to pull that off.
Nice move.
Nicely done.
Oh, Hignett,
Might
who's
lose
at Powell trying to follow him through. Oh, it's deep by Greenwich. Pulls it up luckily. Powell is going to get a good run into the first corner, but been good enough. So we'd be hoping for some sadness happening ahead of him so he can gain some positions. There is a little bit of door banging. It's going to compromise Greenwich coming out of there.
It's going to work this time.
As I say, Robert's racing.
Sorry, Mark, what was that?
I really like those 2 sets of corners there. From B1 all the way up here.
Yeah, T1 is a very frustrating corner because it's so easy to lose time on the exit there. But they're coming down into the Kramer curves into the old hairpin is just fantastic.
Greenwich is not messing about.
Oh,
Switch
that was a
back.
sin, but Powell should get a bit. No, great move by
Oh,
Greenwich.
excellent, well done.
Canal drafting does work, but there's no real straights that's actually properly long enough to get the benefit from it.
88 is around. That is Nick De Silva, and he has returned to the pits.
I wonder what happened.
Right, started going wrong a couple of laps ago.
Throw a blanket over these gentlemen here.
Oh, Greenwich up the inside again. Oh, pulls it up very.
He's having a bit
No, there we go. That's well done, Jan. That was a Jan curse because that Jan came up just as he put him in the
Right
wall.
on the money.
Well,
I think
Jan.
we can blame Jan for that.
Jan's fault. Chat said he's used to do play seat challenge tonight. That combined with wet practice in Porsche, everything felt foreign. Definitely thrown you in the deep end.
Great way to learn. Great way to learn there.
Did you enjoy your seat? You're enjoying it. You play seat, Chad. That's the main thing.
Is the challenge the folding one? Or is that the one up from that?
I think you can have a rigid one. Oh, wow.
Oh, this is very close.
Very close and very clean.
Don't say that. You know what
That's-
happened last time?
Yeah, I know.
Wait till Jen says clean racing.
Stacy is the one who got dropped. Oh, Real gathers it up. Oh,
There we go! You've cursed the poor man. You've absolutely cursed him. Hats off.
I was just about to comment on his livery that looked like Iron Man, but never mind. Yes.
That's
See Nick the Silva in chat. Not a fan of the way you drive this game at all. It's interesting viewpoint.
thought he wanted to pit there. We'll just go up the front a bit. The leaders have
Crew's in the pits, so that's why there's a bit of a gap there.
That's true. Nice chat.
John caught up a little bit to Gibbo. He's about half a second behind him, so might be. I don't think the undercut works very well in these cars. I think we've seen that the overcut is usually more powerful. So it'd be interesting to see what these two decide.
What's John gonna do?
Uh,
He's still in
he'll-
championship 5.
Yeah, I don't think John wants to affect anything with Gibbo, so he won't be battling him as well.
What is the point standings currently?
BMW's in front.
The guy in first is in the BMW in 2. And I think the guy in second is as well.
It's a bit of speculation there, JP.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not claiming that to be fact.
The lead was lost last round. It was Gibbons in front. Where-
See Gibbo dives in. It's interesting. RF2 feels better than I guess. Yeah, I mean it's all subjective, I guess. What feels better?
Comes
think
down to
it-
preference, really.
A lot of it comes down to how much time you put into the sim, I suppose, and as well the gear that you use. You know, it's like
We are halfway.
this iRacing on a G29 feels awful to me. The force feedback is just garbage, but on a direct drive it's supposed to be a lot better, you know, so I think it's a subjective personal opinion.
Definitely.
I don't know.
See Jacobs in pit, sorry to talk over you, but Cruz coming around. Is Jacobs moving already? I think he is. It's so hard to see. No, there he is, behind him, so Cruz has gotten past Jacobs, has he? No,
Jacobs,
past
yeah.
Talbot at least.
So Jacobs, provisional leader. We've got Cruz in 11th, Talbot 12th. So those three have all pitted.
Matt Powell saying his pedals died after the stop. That's less than ideal.
That is not ideal.
Back to the standings. We've got Gibbons is leading the way, 515 points. He leads from Sean Jacobs, who's on 480 points after his win last week. Bushel, P3, 340. It's a big gap between P2 and P3, so it's really out of Gibbons and Jacobs. Unless the wheels completely fall off. And we've got Paul Cradich, 295, Matt Powell, 285, Justin Cruz and Tom Kidman both on 280.
So Hamster P3.
Yes.
So that's got to call for pro, surely.
Maybe. Depends who you ask. If you ask him, no.
He'll never say that.
Talbot wasn't ahead of Cruz before the pits, was he? It was Valentini, Jacobs, and
Yeah.
Cruz
That's
in the top three before the box.
pretty sure.
But it seems as though Cruz actually lost a bit of time. He's almost 4 seconds behind Jacobs now, so he may have lost a little bit in the pit stops. Yeah, Nick, I mean, when you invested 2,300 hours into one game, anything else is going to feel very different unless you put a proper amount of time into it. So,
Yeah, exactly.
I was the same coming from F1 into ACC. Definitely a big one.
Yeah.
that's coming from an arcade game to a sim racing game. So,
Yeah, that's the same gist.
Different types of techniques and skills for both.
yeah.
It just doesn't even compare really. It's also moved there by Talbot, getting past the Akshan, who hasn't pitted yet.
He's not doing the bender straight, is he?
John in the pits. Guess we'll see if he's managed the overcut on Gibbo here.
Oh,
Hignett with a drive through.
It's a great thing they show with the pits. That is not a great thing.
What a pan across to that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's do it again.
Is ACC the most popular proper sim? That's an interesting question. I would say no. I would say in terms of GT3s, yes, but in terms of just overall sim, I'd say iRacing is still the king.
Yeah, it's again, it's a very, what's the word? Whatever your preferences are. You couldn't go past iRacing based on how long it's been around for. You've got sims like R-Factor 2, which have been around for a while and have a great community. And Playbase, Race Room to a degree. People, the original set of courses still got a massive player base for a game that's super old.
AMS2 as well. They're not as
AMS2,
big,
but
but-
yeah, I wouldn't say it's as big because Reza don't know how to market it.
I mean, in terms of, I think in terms of focused sim racing, ACC is definitely the number one because it's so specialized in terms of what it's targeted at. But yeah, I mean, all those other games, they cover a much larger spectrum of cars, so they would generally have a wider appeal than ACC would. I'd hazard a guess. JLS in P3, stop the count.
Stop the count.
Camel, yes, ACC is the main one at the moment, I would say. Formula One is also quite popular on Sundays. and there is a community night for AMS on Mondays. No official league for that just quite yet. But yeah, ACC is the one that's the main focus at the moment. I just said at the moment about 94 times, so I apologize for that.
You're just in the moment.
At the moment.
But if you're talking about the goat of sim racing titles, you can't go past.
You can't say Garfield car.
You can't go past Garfield cars. That shit is insane. You spend $5 grand on a rig to race that. I should get shares in that bloody company. I still haven't done a race on it against anyone.
It's just getting spicy with Fashan slowing them down a bit. He's battling, running out of position, as he's entitled to do.
It's got a lot of damage on the back of that car as well.
John did say he doesn't want to get too involved in the championship fight. He just wants to have a fun race. So I don't think
He's in the thick of it right now.
Yeah,
He's making
against his will.
Hunt Gibbons into the next round. Nah, you can see he's backed off a little bit. Hopefully Gibbons can sneak past here at the chicane. Does so. No, he's got a little bit of a kiss, and here comes John to capitalise. Said, shove your championship.
Boop.
There's no perfect sim racing title, and no one can change my mind on that. There's just, they've all got their strengths, they've all got their weaknesses. It's not an easier title to get right perfectly because it is a pretty niche market. There's not a huge amount of coin around unless you're iRacing and charging $1 trillion. But yeah, so
I think that's why it's the reason why ACC is able to do what they do so well, because it's so focused.
yeah.
So it's like completely, you can focus the physics for just one set of like type of cars and stuff like that. Like open wheelers have completely different tire models and physics than these cars would have. So it's a lot more difficult to get everything right.
Yep. I don't even want to talk about Ren Sport. It's 2 years away. It's not even worth mentioning, to be honest. It's I have my doubts and questions regarding that title. AC2 is something that's around the corner as well in a couple of years, but again, we haven't seen anything to even put it on the scope of what we prefer.
Speaking of racing games that isn't quite like sim racing, but stuff like, I don't know if you've tried Circuit Superstars.
Yes.
That and Art of Rally.
I love Circuit Superstars.
They're both so good. I mean, it's not, obviously it's not realistic, but
Superstars
it has...
is the over on the top looking down
Yes,
one using keyboard.
yes. With a tyre wear and fuel and all those kind of stuff as
We
well.
need to have a fun night of that. That is a great shout. Bender's really good at that one.
I tried playing it on the wheel. I set up my wheel.
Oh,
it did not go well. I was unsuccessful.
But for sim racing, what I normally say to people who want to get involved is find a style of car that you like and a sim that's easy to get into, and just do some laps, just get involved. If you enjoy it, that's all that matters. No one else can tell you otherwise.
Absolutely. The one you're going to be good on is the one you enjoy, basically. Oh, that's very wide by Cruz. Hold on to it very nicely. Chad, yes, Circuit Superstars is on Steam, as well as Art of Rally is on there as well, which is a really fun game as well.
Art of Rally, yeah, I've played. You explore as well by yourself. It's good fun. I don't know how many players you can have a max for Circuit Superstars, but that'd be a funny night.
I think it's a lot. I think it's only like 12 per track, if I'm not mistaken. 12 or 20, somewhere around there.
Sheen Rally, George is saying. I might check that out too.
What's their thoughts on the F1 manager game? Like,
I was going to bring that up. It looks amazing.
It looks amazing.
yeah, I'm liking the looks of it at the moment.
I've always loved Motorsport Manager, so something focused just on F1 is Second
Watch
option.
the videos that was released today. Tiamat Marduk did a video as well showing some of the gameplay.
Yeah.
And
I've
it
seen it.
really looks nice.
I seen the engineer blowing up. Oh, like, getting really excited. Threw out an F-bomb. But it was bleeped, obviously.
Whilst we're on the topic of top-down races, has anyone used to play Wacky Wheels? Or Micro Machines?
Micro Machines, and do you remember there was what was the Iron Man? You remember that? The arcade one with the 4 cars, the 4 colors?
Oh, yep.
Also like a top-down one. What was the guy's name? It was somebody's Iron Man. Can't remember.
Sure, that's wide. That is very wide. That is monstrosity wide. I just made that word up because that's how wide he was.
Jim's mowing almost.
No, that's
What's Jim's mowing?
Jim's plastering service. He was. They've really spread out now. No rain forecast. 11 minutes to go. Jacobs in a resounding and commanding lead. Off-road racer. Sega Rally at the arcades used to be something I played a lot.
That really was amazing.
Daytona, if you like that type of thing. Most rigged game on the planet.
Which one was that, sorry? Daytona. Oh yeah. That was fun. Did you ever have the Ferrari F355 challenge simulator?
Yeah.
I guess that was amazing as well. And Isle of Man TT Superbikes. All the young people sitting there like, what is an arcade? I don't understand.
I know what an arcade is, but I'm showing my age.
I miss those days. They were a lot of fun. Daytona.
I always like to go to
Spent so much money.
Oh, definitely so.
I do like a good arcade day, even though there's not as many around.
Time Out is the place called.
You still have arcades, we don't really, like in Thailand you have them, but they have like PlayStation games on arcades, so like Burnout Free and stuff like that, so it's not really
A classic.
not that great.
Arcades now down here where I am. Got your pinball machines and your top-down machines like Double Dragon and stuff. All the old school stuff, not quite the new stuff that came out in the arcades. They kind of like skipped past that and just gone backwards. Celica or the Skoda? Cedar Alley. I was a big fan of the Skoda.
Porsche Delta Integrale. And the House of the Dead shooting games and
Oh, no, that one.
Time. What was the other one? Time.
Oh,
Time
time. Yeah, time
Was
something.
it Time
Yeah, I
Cop
know.
or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So many. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous amount of time we spent in there.
So many to choose from.
Outrun. You remember Outrun?
I've heard of it.
Outrun was a good one. Taxi. That's a taxi one.
Oh,
Crazy Taxi. They're making a new one, yeah.
Are they? Sweet.
Yeah. Apparently they're making a new one.
GTA used to do a top-down as well. Back very old GTA.
The
Yeah,
most,
GTA 1 and 2.
the most played arcade game for myself would be NBA Jam Tournament Edition.
Ooh.
I'd buy one of those if
Good
I
choice.
had the money to spare. Oh, so much fun. He's heating up. It's
Fun.
A lot of commentators in the NBA use quite a lot of those quotes in their own commentating. You hear Shaq say boom shakalaka. That's funny.
Especially from Shaq voice. Shaq's voice especially.
Jams it in!
It's on fire, yeah. When the player's head catches fire, or the ball catches fire, isn't it? Something, isn't it?
And he hit
Oh,
it in, you should the burns.
Yeah.
What's another fighting game as an arcade? Tekken.
Tekken and Street Fighter. Yeah.
Oh, your
I
version
love
of fun
Tekken.
differs to mine.
Yeah, it's just mutton bashing.
Those button bashing games used to do my fucking head in. Mortal Kombat 3.
Get over here!
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was fun at least because it's so brutal.
True.
Brutality. Fatality. God, they do it well these days.
Well, they are very brutal.
think the game that does the best brutality in the modern day is still Sniper Elite with the
With
headshots and the testicle shots.
I should get back into that. I haven't actually. I say get back in. I never actually played more than 5 minutes.
It is good fun.
Yeah, chat. We used to have like a notepad. My brothers and I, we wrote down the commands. We find them on the net somehow. 'Cause you can't
Or you
remember
buy the
names.
PlayStation magazine or something
Yeah.
with the cheat codes.
And you still don't remember it when it comes to the time. You're like, oh.
Up, down, LB, circle, square, up, down. It's like, what kind of 7-year-old remembers this?
More than me.
Yeah, committed individuals.
So at the moment, though, in the race, we're watching the battles of the iced coffees. We've got, what's this? Chocky milk. Sorry, I take that back. Battle of the milks, because Alex doesn't drink iced coffee. No one's perfect. And we've got Brown's Coffee Chill. Good choice, that Chad.
Ticket Superstars isn't too expensive, luckily, as well.
It's in the 20s, isn't it?
Well, I mean, games are a lot cheaper here for us than they are for you guys, so
True.
I think it was about $9 when I bought it, if converted. So,
I'll go for a squeeze. Not so
I saw people were saying that the new F1 Manager game is going to be $80 when it launches in Australia.
It's currently, I've got 10% off here at the moment. It's full price is $79.95.
Okay, well, it's about 45 here.
But it's a pre-purchase promotion at the moment until 31st of August. It's $71.05.
So yeah, Canal, this would be the most likely view that the drivers are using, or this one.
Most likely this, I would say.
I use Dash personally.
I use Dash with
Every now and then you see there's some couple of freaks in OOR that use this one.
This is the best cam. This is what all the fastest Jags use. So
And if you really want immersion, it's not a very good camera to use, but
is it immersion as a passenger?
yeah. The driving Miss Daisy view.
Multiplayer manager game. I think Motorsport Manager on the mobile is multiplayer. I'm not sure if the PC version is. But it's some kind of multiplayer. I'm not sure how well integrated it is.
I think a few sports games, not just racing games, but sports games are starting to do that, where multiple people want to manage a team or manage multiple teams, and they face off each other later on in the season or something.
GT Sport View.
This was the view that most of the top guys in GT Sport used to race in.
If you want to be sick, use this one.
Helmet cam. Yeah.
Oh, the helmet cam, yeah, no. I'm good.
This with look to curb.
And motion blur on.
Oh, and
Just
motion
to-
blur.
Chuck VR with that as well. Ugh.
See, I don't understand, like, bonnet cam, obviously it's not, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to race that way, but it's just how we gotten used to GT Sport and then carried over to here. But I don't understand racing with the steering wheel on the screen when you have a steering wheel in front of you.
You gotta make sure you're doing it right.
I mean, if the car is on the track and it's going fast, then you're doing it right.
But a stream can't see if you're doing it right or not. I'm pretty sure they just want to see from that view. I don't know. I just like it that way. I know I'm just doing the right inputs. That's just me.
Agreed there, sideways. 2 laps tops. Even that's pushing it. So I'm always been a cockpit cam driver unless I'm playing F1 game, which I just don't like the cockpit cam of that game, because I feel like you're endangering everyone else around you. We're not quite seeing in front.
So T-cam.
TV, the T-cam TV pod, slightly tweaked. Just feels better on that title. But I remember when I first started playing F1 on PlayStation, maybe. You had chase cam.
This game, yep.
You actually had chase cam. And now you try and do it. It's like, what was I doing?
I think the physics has changed so much as well that the camera doesn't quite work as well.
Yeah.
I mean, even like GT Gran Turismo 1 and those type of games, you had to use chase cam because it was just better.
Do a race like this, forcing people to use far chase.
It would be fun.
So
I'd use a controller though, I wouldn't use my wheel, but...
No, you have to use wheel.
Damn it.
Or keyboard.
Doesn't be too bad in these cars, but then if you get to your other, the GT3s are going to be
Getting spicy here with one more lap to go after this. Oh, Jacob steps the wheel.
This is the battle for the lead.
Valentini with a really good run out of there, not quite good enough. They're hoping to force a mistake out of Jacobs through the chicane here. Late on the brakes, Jacobs nails it. This is where you hope that you have a warning in the bank so you can absolutely yeet the chicane without worrying.
Yeah, exactly. That's deep.
No!
Ooh.
Oof. Very nicely pulled up.
Cruise 2.7 behind, ready to pounce on any slops here that these two make. If they come together. This is the penultimate lap. We're about to start the final lap.
Okay, the leader is on the final
Valentini
lap now. Give it
versus
all you can.
Jacobs. 3/10. Just going to get the move done. It's going to be in sector 2, I believe, just before the chicane, or sector 3,
Or sector 1.
I don't think we'll get it done here. I don't think sector 1 is going to be close enough. I think Jacobs is... It's just easier to cover off. Unless you run wide.
Both of them balked out a little bit, so they're both not the best exit.
I think Valentini got a better run there, but he's just...
It's just easy to defend this corner. You just park in the middle.
Yeah, that's not going to work, and he's going to compromise. No, very well
I
done.
don't know how he's done it, but he's done it.
That was incredible. I thought he was going to be completely compromised on the exit.
This is
So,
where it's going to
right.
be made up a loss. No, that's not
Oh,
a good
little
exit by
drift.
Valentine. He's going to have to absolutely smash this chicane.
How many points has he got?
You don't want to smash it
That's a
too
big
much.
question.
No, Jacobs has
Jacobs.
done it.
Yeah, well done.
That would have been a warning for Jacobs. If you touch that grass on the inside, on the left, that's usually a warning. But
All you gotta do is
I
park
think
the bus
he's-
now.
Cruz
bring it
gained
home.
a second on that lap. Oh, he's gone very deep, but he's made it work. Well, Shawnee Jacobs is going to pick up the win and move himself up into P1 in the championship, I'm pretty sure. Valentini, another great race he's had tonight.
The leader has
P1 and
finished the race.
P2 with Justin Cruz, P3. Best livery in the game, Jeremy Talbot, P4. And our current series leader, Mr. Gibbons, who's been escorted around the circuit for the last 10-15 minutes by John Sneakers. He's going to finish P5.
from Gibbo, starting in P10, I think. Canal J Sonicus also uses one of game. So
Rod, P7, Hignan, and this guy, which is Jordan Finch. Jordan, just put your name on there, champ.
also very good recovery from Hignet if he doesn't screw up the last corner,
He had a look.
as he was in the wall on lap 1.
Still on here.
That's a bit deep, not too deep.
Will they sneak into that 10-second penalty that Hignan has? Maybe, maybe not. No, they don't. So Hignan will finish 8th. Where's my controller? Nice little battle pack here. Zanchin, Bushel, Kidman. Bushel with the 10-second penalty. May move back a couple of spots. JLS in his actual livery that doesn't look half bad, sitting in 16th. Johnny Stockton. It's going to be the last set of finishes.
I'm sure on those wheels, but okay.
Sells the bed, I think. And there we go. Stacey Bubnow, Ashen, and Thircolini all in the pits already.
See the silver left a little bit earlier, and a couple of other people maybe not having the best days.
That's some damage. No worries at all. FCR.
I mean, this race definitely needed some rain.
Did. Or some
So-
obstacles.
So I was saying that in the future we can do a Ferrari Challenge and M2 mixed grid, and like the Lambos, Porsches, and GT4s in a mixed grid,
Definitely.
just to see some chaos. I mean, just to see some good racing. Sorry, that came out wrong.
We're all here for the chaos. Qualifying, as you can see, Cruz, Jacobs, Valentini, and the order was Jacobs, Valentini, Cruz. So same podium positions, just in a different order. Talbot was P4 for both. Gibbons, as you said earlier, JP was 9th and finished P5. That's a great race. And a few non-finishes down in the doldrums. But another great night of racing. Thank you for joining me, JP, and thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, lads. Look forward to some sprint racing tomorrow.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. Thanks, chat. We'll see you again tomorrow night for some sprint action at Laguna Seca. Signing off. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys. Good night, chat.